We think we've mapped out every corner of our world, right? But some places remain stubbornly off the grid. Not because we can't find them, but because we can't explain them. Today, we're going to take a trip to some spots that challenge everything we think we know about history, geology, and maybe even reality itself. Let's get into it. So, that's the big question, right? And let me tell you, the answers lead us down some seriously strange rabbit holes. From a mountain that practically bleeds gold to a tomb sealed by an impossible door, we're diving into 4 locations that have scientists, historians, and pretty much everyone else just scratching their heads.
All right, first up, let's head over to the Democratic Republic of Congo. There's a story there that sounds like it's straight out of a legend, except it's not. This is a very real, very weird geological anomaly that's creating an unbelievable amount of wealth and an even bigger scientific puzzle. Okay, so picture this. You've got some local villagers just going about their day, digging in the soil, when they stumble upon a strange yellow stone. They dig some more, and they find not just little specks, but massive, pure chunks of gold. I mean, word gets out, right? And it spreads like wildfire. Pretty soon, it was clear this wasn't just a lucky find. It was like the whole mountain was just stuffed with this stuff.
Now, to really wrap your head around just how insane this is, get this. After the initial rush, a proper mining operation was set up. They are now pulling out up to 3,000 tons of gold every single year. And here's the kicker, the part that makes zero sense. The supply shows absolutely no sign of slowing down. So why is this so impossible from a scientific standpoint? Well, think about a regular gold mine. You're moving literal tons of rock, processing it like crazy just to get a few tiny grams of gold. It's super expensive, backbreaking work. But at this mountain, they're literally just pulling out pure, solid chunks of it. It's so efficient and so rich that, geologically speaking, it just shouldn't exist. Okay, so a mountain that's basically one giant gold nugget is wild. But what about a man-made building that seems to laugh in the face of physics? For that, we gotta go to Turkey to check out a tomb that is a total ancient architectural paradox. This place is called the Tomb of Kapila. Historians figure it was built way back in the time of Alexander the Great for one of his generals who died far from home. And as you can see, they carved this thing right into the side of a mountain. That's incredible on its own, but trust me, that's not even the weird part. So, the main entrance is this huge stone door. But it's not really a door. It's completely fused with the mountain, totally fixed in place. You can't open it, you can't slide it, you can't move it an inch. It's a permanent seal, which leads to the obvious question. If you can't get in the door, how did they get in? Well, look closer. The only other way in is this tiny little window, just 3 feet by 3 feet, way up high on the door. An average person can just about squirm their way through it, and that little hole, that's the gateway to a whole network of caves inside, where the general's elaborate tomb is hidden away. And this is the question that has stumped everyone. How on earth did they build this big, elaborate tomb deep inside a mountain, carry a body in, do a whole burial ritual, all by climbing through that tiny window? The math just doesn't add up. It feels completely impossible. All right, so we've had impossible geology and impossible architecture. But what about a place that's just impossible for people? Our next stop is Mount Nyangani in Zimbabwe. It looks beautiful, right? Peaceful. But it has a seriously dark reputation. The local folklore around this place will give you chills. They say the mountain is home to powerful spirits known as jinns that are super protective of it. And the legend goes, if you go up there with a bad attitude or disrespect the mountain in any way, you're taken. Just gone. Vanished. Never to be seen again. And the really creepy part is, this isn't just folklore. The official reports are just as strange. You have expert hikers who go up there and literally vanish. Poof. And when search parties go looking, they find nothing. No body, no backpack, not even a scrap of clothing. People say the weather there is nuts. It can go from a perfectly clear day to a thick, blinding fog in just minutes. Then you have the reports of hearing voices or crying carried on the wind when no one's there. And get this, the locals have a very specific rule. If you find something on the trail, like a piece of gear someone else dropped, do not touch it, or you might just vanish too. Okay, disappearing is one thing. But what if you disappeared from one continent and reappeared on another one entirely?
For our last story, we're going to Harzburg Mountain in Germany, where a bizarre incident launched a theory that sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
So the year is 1987. You've got a group of climbers, and they find a cave on the mountain to crash for the night. And then they're gone, vanished. Their car is still at the bottom of the mountain, but the climbers? Nowhere to be found. For 3 whole months, nothing. Everybody assumes the worst. Then, out of the blue, a phone call. It's them. And their story is just unbelievable. They swear they just went to sleep in that cave in Germany and woke up on a sandy, tropical beach on some deserted island with absolutely no clue how they got there.
I mean, a story that crazy is bound to get people talking, and the theories were wild. But one of the main theories that popped up, as out there as it sounds, was that the cave is some kind of wormhole. You know, like in the movies, a shortcut through space and time that could zap you from Germany to a tropical island in the blink of an eye.
And here's what makes this story even more unsettling. Apparently, this wasn't just a one-off thing. Ever since 1987, Harzburg Mountain has gotten this reputation as a place where people just disappear. You could say that group of climbers got lucky. It seems like others who've gone missing there weren't so fortunate.
So what do we have? A mountain literally overflowing with gold, a tomb that shouldn't exist, a peak that swallows people whole, and a cave that might be a portal to somewhere else. These places really do test what we think is possible. So what's the real story here? Are these just spooky stories and misunderstood science? Or could it be that our world still has some deep, dark secrets that we're just not meant to understand? At least, not yet. It really makes you think. The map is definitely not complete.